All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some fun today. I have another blueprint call to do. That means very simple. I'm going to line somebody up. I think I have a husband and wife today to talk to at the same time, which is good because you get different opinions. Usually the woman's going, ay, 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 is this going to work? See, the man's tried so many times to get something work for auto income. They want to get to the million, to the billion. The reality is, unfortunately, they tend to have a better LLCs or certain things. They did multi-level marketing, they did credit, they did corporation, they did blah, 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 blah. Reality is, the bottom line today, you could actually change your life right away. It might be an LLC with 18 divisions. It might be a C Corp, nonprofit, PC, or LLP. But again, a division process gives the ability to do things. You see, the goal today is if you want to listen and learn, you can learn to play the game, as I did. When I created my first $1 billion at 21, structure was simple. I did that first million when I was a kid, when I did Car Finder, and I had my books out there when I was basically about 16 years old. So it's simple. This is called winning the game of business. It's what I wrote years and years ago. Put it out there when I was 16 years old, helping people. See, I had this knack. How to build supply and cash credit would make sense to me because I started my first corporation as a kid. All I did is send away my $10. Something you could do today, but today it would be about $30. See, all corporations are free, so LLCs. What do? Simple. You learn to play the game, you learn to win. That's the ultimate goal for all of us. As we get started today, hopefully you'll stick around as I do this blueprint call and talk about people. And what you can do, understand, you can even request a mouse pad, because that's your future, by the way. It's in the link below. We're going to talk about these things today, and stick around because as I'm done with this call, you're going to be able to ask me some questions as well. The ultimate goal is we play this game to win. Very simple.
Because I was a lot of chip, and he said, David, he said, I ain't got nobody here.
Too loud?
And I called Rain.
Hello, sir.
How are we doing today?
Fantastic. I don't think I can get my camera to hold on.
Yes, you can. Look,
Can we? Oh,
that's us.
I'm really trying to get my camera to work. But no, what an honor, sir.
No problem. The main thing is all the thanks go to God. I'm just his vehicle, to be honest with you. That's all I can do.
Absolutely.
So main thing to help people do is get past go and hopefully restructure the same way and kind of the right way as well. So now I got Crystal.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Crystal and David, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how long have you been married? Okay.
We have been married. We've been together 20 some years, but we've been married probably 8.
8.
It will not let
Okay.
my camera turn.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is that too loud? No? Okay, it's fine. Okay, I want to make sure. Jump.
No, that's-
All right. So, question. All right. What do you guys do for a living?
we have a tree and landscaping business.
Fantastic. Okay. That can be a pretty good business. You're in North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We are doing very well. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we got husband and wife. No problem. You guys work together in this business?
We do, sir.
Okay. Is it a corporation or an LLC?
No,
Neither one, sir.
we're
Okay.
a partnership right now.
Your partnership, what puts you as a partnership? Is it a sole proprietor form? What opened the bank account? Do we have a tax ID?
No, we use our social.
Okay,
Yep.
using social. Okay. All right. So you guys file your tax returns, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're just trying to get caught up. We have 24 and 25 that we're working on getting caught up. The tax lady has it.
Okay. So no problem. 24 and 25. Okay.
No, sir.
All right. So we're looking at what we're going to do is position you. So we have no corporation. You're a partnership with husband and wife, and you do trees and gardening and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Got a client that's one of the major people in California that do all the big buildings in Newport Beach and all kinds of stuff. He makes a fortune. Okay. Now, got a lot of questions. Okay. So we're looking at
Yes.
credit. Okay. You guys have a weird credit file. By weird is, all right, I don't know what you guys trying to do in the past or what you're doing. You both have kick, okay? Kickoff, right?
Yes, sir.
I recently shut down David's
Okay, good.
Because you told us to. Yes, sir.
because Chris told us to.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem with Kick and Chime. They came out of my boot camp in 2008. In 2008, we had Speedy Cash, SpeedyCash.com, Title Max, Owning, all kinds of companies were in my boot camp, and I got them into billionaire status. Kick doesn't really help you. If anything, Kick actually, creditors and the dashboards read it like it's a secured card. So you're paying a little bit of fee, and they're trying to report something. Chime does the same thing. Okay? So let's understand.
We've got Chime too, so I need to get rid of that.
Yeah, I see both of those too. All right, so each file, it's like we look at things.
Yes,
So we look at David's file first and understand what we have here is we have a city bank, which is Home Depot. Home Depot is their funding company, okay? When you look at this, what happens, these two forms here, these are the sheets we would have sent you. You got these sheets in front of you?
We do not.
Okay.
Where would you have sent those, sir?
They would have been in your email, okay? In the email, Burnett would have sent you this forms, and they're a kind of an analyzation sheet. It shows us your credit scores and what happens as well. So we can make sure what we have
Yes,
from
sir.
there. Okay. So we have to target both of you. You're both CFOs.
Yes.
So again, that's a chief financial officer. So we have 1 and 2. Now, who wants to be number 1? Who wants to be number 2?
I want you to be number 1.
Okay, well, I always ask the question because if I assume it's the man, the woman's always giving me a bad time. Okay?
No.
Okay, you're both equal.
We know that we're both the owners.
Okay, yeah, you're both equal. In God's eyes, you're one anyway. Okay? So
Absolutely.
That's right.
So when we look at this, we look at, here's David, we got Kick, okay? No problem, you said you shut it down. We have a Home Depot, which is literally on personal credit at 39%. We have a First Bank, okay? We have another Citibank for Home Depot. You have 2 different accounts, and then you have basically a Citibank card. Now, when we look at Crystal's credit here, okay, we're looking at different things. Kick's there, we get rid of it. Chime, we get rid of. You still have the same thing.
Absolutely.
On these Home Depots, are they, one of you have the card and the other one's an authorized user, or are they separate accounts?
Yes.
Okay.
So David, I opened up one for David,
Okay.
and I opened up one for myself.
Okay.
Then I did users. So David is a user under mine, and I'm a user under his. And then we put our kids to try to boost credit.
Okay. All right. So that I was feeling that is the way it was. I just want to confirm that for both of you as well. Now, what do you mean?
Yes, sir.
What did you do for kids? What do you mean the kids cards?
For my older daughter,
Right.
Dale, I put her as an authorized user. And then I also put our daughter Summer as an authorized user.
Okay. So how many? We had 2 girls. How many kids total?
Just on the cards, we just have 2, but we have a total of
5 or 6.
6 kids.
5 or 6 kids? You lost count?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's 6 kids?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, because I've got 5 girls and a boy. It's a good blessing. It's a lot of fun.
We do too.
It is.
You got
We have
5
one
girls
boy
and a boy?
all girls.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
I used to have more hair. Okay. Being a man having daughters, you have to have a lot of patience.
Yes. Yes.
So it's fun. It's part of the journey. And again,
It is.
that's part of the thing. Okay. Now, these Home Depot cards, you use this for your business, right?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But not really.
Okay. Then,
We did it because of our house.
okay. Tell me about the house then.
We are buying a house from his dad.
Okay. Okay. So dad has a house, selling it to David, no problem. And why do we have the
Yes, sir.
why Home Depot cards again?
Remodeling.
Remodeling. Okay. All right. Is it a house you're going to be living in, or is that a house you're going to rent out?
We're living in it.
Okay, you're living in it. Okay. Is that the long-term dream house, or is that a house for now?
This is just for
Just for now, sir.
Okay. All right. So it's for now house. What I'd like to do, if you're going to use Home Depot in the near future, we'd like you to position one under the corporation we're going to set up for you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it'd be
Absolutely.
a business card. Home Depot business is usually about 25,000 to 50. Okay. Now, if we're using supply, which is a supply card, by the way, is even though it's backed by Citibank, what would happen later on if you're doing a lot of credit or you need to use a card like a Home Depot, I'm going to convince you to use a Lowe's card in the future. See, what happens is Lowe's has a combo card, which means it's Amex/Lowe's, and it's about $50,000. So you could use it for cash or at the Lowe's store or whatever you want to. There's ways to
Absolutely, sir.
There's ways to position supply and vendor credit. There's ways to position corporate credit, cash credit, and division credit. There's just all kinds of ways to play this game. And to me, it's always been a game. Your scores are good because you have numbers. But to be honest with you, with the numbers, you don't really have substance. Okay? In other words, have you guys been using credit ever or at all or what?
Just recently in the last couple of years.
Okay. All right. Now, you have no corporation that you set up now or in the past, correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. All right. You know I'm going to set you up a corporation, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we doing an S Corp or a C Corp?
Okay. Let's dissect that for a second. Okay. A C Corp is double taxed. Okay. Let's pause. We're going to think about it for a second. Double tax, state, and you get a tax, and you get to pay tax on paycheck or whatever. S Corporation, let's look at that for a second. An S Corporation is a single filing with you and your husband as a corporation filing joint as one, like husband and wife, and you're basically filing one single filing. S stands for single file. Now,
Yes.
all right, are you guys currently making money right now? A lot of money, right?
No. Pretty good, yes.
Okay. Well, what we have to look at is transaction base. For instance, if we have a corporation set up, you would take a C corporation, you would convert it to an S under what's called 1244 as you start to make money. You're already making money. So the corporation we set up for you, or it can be set up, or we take one from the past, an H Corp, and turn that into an S. Okay, what happens is you and your corporation will file a single tax return. The S corporation is what I always pick. A lot of people pick LLCs, which you do not need right now, because there's a 15.3% tax as that for the LLC. A lot of silly people on social media talk about their kids working there and all this other stuff. Again, I like clean and strong and long. That's what I like to do. All right, so I don't need LLCs right now. I like to have that S corp set up in position right. Okay, as you position it right, that means one thing: we would build credit under the corporation and for you. Let's understand. You guys have Chase Bank around you, correct?
No, we don't have one, nice, sir.
Okay, so what banks do you have close to where you live right now?
United Bank,
Okay.
First Bank,
Okay,
BB&T.
okay,
Bank of America.
Oh,
Okay.
no, there's not a Bank of America. They're gone.
Oh, they left.
okay. What we're going to want is a national bank. Okay,
Okay.
so a national bank like a B of A, a Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, or a Chase. Those are the banks to kind of position. You can also open the account online as well. There's things you can do. Because I'm sure somewhere you could drive to one of these branches or something, correct?
Oh,
There
yeah.
is a Wells Fargo in Leland, which is about a 30-minute drive.
Okay. So we have Wells Fargo as well. So the main thing is what we're looking for is a line of credit. Now, let me ask this question. Are you wanting me to turn around and get what's called auto income, which I demonstrate for the world, or you just want credit and corporation run your own thing?
Yes, sir. That
We want auto income.
Okay. Because
the reason why
go ahead.
we actually found you is every morning I get on my knees and one morning and you happen to show up and I watch you every morning and on TikTok. So yes, that's why we're here.
Okay. All right. Well, auto income is what I'm especially at. I've built people into the billionaires, all right, as auto income. And what happens is your corporation we set up as an S Corp is going to have a division. Each division is positioned for credit. Each division is also positioned for an opportunity of what's called auto income, as you watch me talking about these things all the time. Now, I've only been on TikTok for about 24 weeks to about 70,000 plus followers. I've been writing checks for millions and millions of dollars, literally for 50 years, and have my seminars and workshops and info commercials and radio show and TV shows, I decided to join the TikTok thing, see if it's worth it. In the beginning, I have to bite my tongue a lot. I see a lot of circus. I see a lot of phony coaches. They don't know what they're talking about. So it's like I have to get in the swamp there and deal with a bunch of crap. But I realized a lot of people want the real rules and tools. And as you get to know me, we get to know each other, you'll find out I'm one of these guys that's not full of hooey, and I actually build millionaires and billionaires all the time, which is kind of fun. So as we position this, our goal to position is a corporation. All right, you're going to be thinking about 9 divisions in the near future, like yesterday, and 9 locations. Okay? What would be your ideal income for the corporation to make on a monthly base?
Jet, you want us to just get enough to pay our bills at first, right?
No, I want you to get enough to get a paycheck to pay your bills. So understand, my goal is I've got to find out, and you got to find out. Our first call is a blueprint call. We're in the courting period. We're in the dating period. That's why we are today. We are dating. We're getting to know each other. Okay. Foundation and structure builds dreams. In other words, I'm going to go always say God, family, and money. Some people don't like that. Well, that's just too bad. God saved my life many times. My wife and I are one. We became one 21 years ago. I became corporate billionaire structure at 21 because I know what I'm doing. But again, I don't want to own anything. I control it, but I don't own it. That's my old thinking about everything. As I studied Rockefeller and everyone else as a kid. So going to school and learning things about law and accounting made a lot of sense to me. So as we position you, the goal would be very simple. We're going to have to set our tone and get to know each other, how aggressive you want to be. I can get you I can get you $1 million a month. That's not a problem. But again, now you're on top of the game. That means you take care of the kids, you take care of your grandkids, you decide to have a nonprofit, you offset taxes, and you help people around you all the time. Those are the ones that I literally get to the $1 million a month. If not, we get them to 100,000, 200,000. They're okay. They're satisfied. So again, as we position this, each division, the way I designed it in 1984, is to be able to have its own credit file. You guys have credit files, Experian, Transit, and Equifax. As we look at these things, your scores are in the 7-something, okay? 730, 750 across the board, which is good. But the reality is you have a number, but you don't have a lot of substance. In other words, if we go get that Chase or that Wells Fargo, whatever bank we pick, I'm going to get you a credit card personally from anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 each. Okay? Because I have to position you so the bank sees you as credit worthy. Okay? That means we're going to have under a 29% utilization at all times, probably maintain about a 10%. Now, banks, all banks are the same thing. I've been consulting for them for almost 30 plus years. They want to see a personal card. They want to see a business card. And that's when they open the gateway for a line of credit. It's like Wells Fargo line of credit can be 50 to 150. When we buy something in escrow, we don't use credit cards. Credit cards build a score and get us more. That's what it should be. Well, that means we position ourselves for a line of credit, a checkbook. So if we bought an escrow something, as an example, one in my here, we've been working on, we have several, we worked on this last week. This is a car wash. It's boring. There's nothing to it. It's ran by a management company. What happens is you're an investor. As an investor, it's called sturdy and boring. If I put people in it, from 3 to 6 people, they get a guaranteed income. Every division that buys a piece of something gets you basically an income, and you own a deed of trust. It's kind of like I relate it to, bless you, I relate it to like timeshare. Timeshare gives us a deed of trust for a week or two. That's fine. Here we're getting a piece of like this car wash. If we have 3 people in that, they get $5,500 a month for the rest of their lives. If we had 6 people, it's $2,700. So as we position closing escrows, what happens is you're going to be from 5 to 10,000 per entity that you have set up. If we have 9 locations and 9 lines of credit, that needs to be in $100,000 a month income to the corporation. Your division is going to be on the same parent company. So that way the parent company receives all the money from locations. Whatever you do currently now, that should be a division of the corporation. See, currently you're trading money, which means you're selling a service and you're bringing money in. If you show the bank the money's coming in and they see the money's coming in transaction base, they're going to hand you lines of credit. So then the banks literally salivate and want to hand you more money. So the corporation, we would want to set up. Now, a line of credit can be done as long as the corporation's 2 years old. Okay? All right, credit cards can be done right away. But again, all right, basically, you see, Christopher is your specialist. He's actually one of our managers. He's been with us for a long time. So Chris is probably going to talk to you about a age corporation. That would be a corporation that's 1 or 2 years old. Okay? Because what happens if we take an age corporation and we basically change the name, whatever, neutral name for you, qualified in your state, you now have the 2 years you're looking for a line of credit. If that is positioned correctly, you're talking 4 months, all right, from now, you could have up to $150 in a line of credit, not just credit cards. Okay? So we have 2 CFOs. Yes. We have husband and wife, CFOs on behalf of the corporation. Right now, you've actually daisy-chained credit back and forth, which means you've added each other to each other's cards, which has helped your scores as well. Now, on the credit here we have for each one of you, we're going to need to target the oldest credit card. Okay? So if you know what it is, if not, we can look on the system and it'll tell us what is the oldest card. When I helped set up the system, okay, when I helped set up the system in 77, it was the oldest card, utilization, and rapid rescore. That was our 3 combinations that worked for everybody, which is an ideal situation. So again, as we look at this, we always want to keep the oldest card. As I get you a card, for instance, let's say I'm going to call it a big boy, big girl card. That's going to be $10,000 to $20,000 each of you having your own card. That doesn't mean we're going to go crazy with it. We're going to have it positioned, use it a little bit, make some payments, and the bank's going to say we're credit worthy. That's corporation, that's personal as well, because we do want that line of credit. Now, question for either one of you. Have you, either one of you, served in the military or had a family member?
Yes.
Okay. So you both served or are you a family member?
I served.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you for your service. Do you have a Navy credit union set up yet?
So apparently I can get back in. So apparently I had an account with state employees.
Right.
And I was young and dumb and had to have that last $30. So I don't have an account anymore, but I've been told recently that I can get back in.
Okay, because what we want to do is have you go into Navy. We're going to send you a link today. You're going to make a phone call. Okay, they'll open a Navy account, ask you for about $15. They'll send you an overnight a card called debit card. Once you get assigned your access code, they might even give you the old access code you had before. Okay? What your goal is setting that up Navy for you, then your husband's going to set up his own account as well because you're going to invite him in. Okay? Your access code gives him the ability to use his own account. Now, we're talking about personal accounts only, not business yet. So you're positioning Navy, for instance. What I'm going to always talk about is grabbing money, okay? I want to get an escrow. I want to grab money from American Express Blueprint loan. I want a line of credit from the bank, and I want Navy for $50,000. It gives me 3 choices and 3 sources to grab money to get into an escrow, okay? All right, everything is designed for escrows. Is basically it's going to be an escrow closed in about 60 days or so, and it's like you're floating on their money to close an escrow. When it's closed, you get it basically the proceeds after it makes the payment, which that's how you get what's called auto income. And the auto income is usually $5,000 to $10,000 per location you buy, and that's the goal. If we times it by 9 or 10. That creates your $100,000 a month income to the corporation. Based on projects in the near future, you can go after bigger projects. And again, that could be an apartment complex, other things. These are things we target that are ran by management company. We don't want to run it. We don't want to live there. We just want to make money as an investor. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So auto income process. So, all right, the first thing is we want your beautiful wife to get Navy, then give you the access code. You open your own account, Navy as well. All right, you basically got 2 accounts for Navy. They will give literally up to 80,000 in credit cards, which are nuts. For people who have 550 scores as well, they'll do that. They'll also give you a line of credit up to $50,000. Now, Navy's system works on average balance. So in other words, if I wanted 50,000 or a card for 20,000 plus dollars, in Navy, you'd want to put $1,500 in the account. Okay? If we position the beautiful wife first, then you could actually transfer it to the husband, or you put it in both accounts simultaneously. What you don't want to do is apply in the same day. Okay, because the system's going to say husband and wife, address is the same, different people. They're going to, your limit's going to be split in half. We don't want that. Okay, we don't want to share limits at all. We want to have the biggest limits as possible. So that would be the Navy.
We have 2 separate addresses. Would that help?
It doesn't really help at all. Just make sure that you process applications within 2 days apart. That doesn't hurt anything at all. Okay. So the main thing is just separating the pieces, because our goal is, let's say we pick the Wells Fargo or the Chase Bank. Wherever we get to, we're going to start doing some research at where's the closest Chase, where's the closest Wells Fargo, B of A, or U.S. Bank. That's, understand, what we're talking about today is being transcribed in what's called a program called Phantom. This is going to give you a list of things that need to be done next, which is very crucial. So what happens is, as we look at banks, we get the Navy set up. The next thing is we build credit. We get rid of the kick and the chime. Okay. From there, if we need anything from Home Depot, so we would do a business Home Depot versus a personal. Next, when the corporation is set up with the division process, we're going to add history to the corp and the divisions so we can go get an Amex card. Now, neither one of you had Amex before, is that correct?
They've sent me things recently.
Okay. So they sent you somebody, you've never had one. See, Amex is good and bad at the same time. Number one, if you don't pay them, they sue everybody and they never forgive you. Okay? So we've had no problem there. That's the ultimate goal. Understand there's no problem, which is good. And also the Chase situation. Chase and Amex are some of the best ones to play with at the same time, because why? It just helps us. Okay, Chase is going to give us lines of credit, or U.S. Bank, or Wells Fargo, B of A. American Express, Platinum. Business is going to invite you to a Blueprint loan. The Blueprint loan is up to $250,000. Okay, so if I needed money for escrow, I could take it from Blueprint, banks, checkbook money, or Navy. That's 3 sources to grab money for an escrow, which if we set this up correctly, within 4 months from now, you should be in an escrow. If that's too fast, we can make you tell us timeline. Okay, a lot of times it takes 6 months to 9 months for an escrow. But here we don't have you have no mess to fix, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, so now we talked about the house you live in right now. Dad is selling it to you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is he selling it to an escrow, or is it a private sale?
It's not. He's not really selling it because it's fixed to where it can never be sold.
Okay.
We're just giving him money to justify us being here.
Okay. All right. How is the house deeded?
To my children.
Okay.
With our name as a lifetime right.
Okay. So the house is deeded to kids' names, right? Okay. And then from there, you guys are the custodians or something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In the future, you might want to think about that house, put in irrevocable trusts and doing the same thing. Okay. Because now.
Yes, we do. We've been talking about wanting to do that.
Perfect. Okay. Is the house homesteaded at all?
Not yet.
Okay. Because if it was me, I'd want to homestead it, put it in irrevocable trust, have it retitled or transferred into irrevocable trust, administrate it. You're the trustees, your kids are the beneficiaries, and that way it's protected at all times. When you start making a lot of money, you could become a target. In other words, anytime somebody can sue you, they're going to sue you because there's money, they smell money, because half our world is lazy and they just want a free ride. Okay? We protect. Now, you mentioned another house or another address. What does that mean?
So we have another house that we own. It's just in my name. I was going to put my husband's name on it, but after watching you, I don't know that that's such a good idea.
Well, number one, the thing is on a house, are you on the loan of that other house, or is it paid for?
It's paid for.
Okay. Again, that needs to be irrevocable trust, okay? That's an asset sitting there for someone to attack. We don't want an attack to happen, okay? If the house is in irrevocable trust, you and your husband control it anyway because you're both going to be trustees of the trust. Keep in mind the thing about house, husbands and wives should never be on loans together at all because that just ties it up. If one screws up, the other one's screwed up as well. We don't want that to happen, okay? Usually a house is escrow closed. You homestead it, you put it in irrevocable trust. Husband and wife control it. They name their kids as basically beneficiaries, and it's a protected asset, so no one can take it away because it's homesteaded. You're just getting the loan, and it's offsetting your taxes. Now, you made a statement about something I say all the time. Keep in mind, this corporation, this is going to be an S corp. Let's say we're bringing $100,000 a month income, if not more. Each division is going to be a profit center. So we could literally turn that volume up to $1 million a month. Your goal is to never get more than a paycheck that helps you write off your assets and what you have. In other words,
Yes, sir.
if you make too much of a paycheck, you pay more tax. All right, the reason S corporations are established is to waive the 15.3% employment tax. You get a paycheck. Your paycheck's going to be your lifestyle. If you, like, say, we talked about house, you wanted to, it's not your dream house. If we market your dream house and go get the dream house, you're going to have a loan on that house. Your paycheck will help pay that. You'll use the house payment to recycle your money back to your paycheck. Well, most people don't realize our checks are taxed, yes, but if we have a house payment, it's recycling that back to our paychecks on a tax return called a 1040. It's like here in the S Corp, you have a K1. So what happens is as you position, that's the right way. So again, paycheck in the future, we'll have to establish what kind of paycheck you have. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So no trust yet in the future. You guys have cars, right?
Cards?
Cars, C-A-R-S.
Cars. Oh,
Car,
good Lord.
You drive
Um,
cars.
We have many vehicles, sir.
Okay. Are they're all in your names, right?
Unfortunately, yes, sir.
Okay. Because in their future, my recommendation is every car to be put into a division. In case anybody wants to sue somebody, they would sue the division and not you. Okay?
Absolutely.
So the goal is actually positioning the liability. Keep in mind, driver's license, insurance, registration. Even though it's silly, those should all be a mailing address, not your home address anyway. We don't want to ever be a target to anybody, okay? The estate I live in today is bought through an irrevocable trust, okay? Everything we buy is through trust, or everything's bought through corps or divisions, because my wife and I don't own anything. On paper, we're the poorest people that control millions and billions, okay? So that's the goal, being a puppet master. You control it, you don't own anything, okay?
Yes, sir.
So it makes a lot of sense as we process this as well. Okay. Now, I've been doing all the talking. What questions do you have of me?
I know it's going to be a weird question.
There are no weird questions. There's only people not asking questions.
Just a funny one. What color is the car and the Rolex today?
The car is silver today, and the Rolex is blue and black with a matching shirt.
That is wonderful. All right. Sorry, I had to do that.
Well, my wife thought I was crazy when we first got together because I have 21 cars, and her biggest statement is you can't drive them all at the same time. I said, honey, they're in the garage and they look beautiful. If I get a bad day, I get in the Lamborghini and go boom, 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 and I feel better. Anyway.
Yes, everything goes well.
Well, that's meditation. Every man has to meditate because a lot of times we feel things in our head versus anything else. And we actually sometimes are worse enemies.
That's absolutely true.
So,
the next one would be for people in our situation. How long does it take on average to get to the first escrow?
I would say 6 months or less. The reason with you, we need the Navy. We need to grab money. In other words, for instance, today, we have to have the corporation set up, bank account set up, division set up. We need our Navy set up. We need things off the credit reports. All these pieces, what we just talked about there, that's 45 days. Okay?
Yes.
During the next 45 days, I'm popping you an American Express card platinum for both of you. That's going to line me up for a blueprint loan of $250. They won't give you $250 unless it's 90 days old. So there's 3 months for that. So again, now we're at the 4-month mark. If we fast track this in 5 months or less, you're in an escrow. Okay.
What is the number one mistake you see people make in the beginning or in the first year?
What I see a lot of people, I have a 97% success rate, okay, which is very high, which is great, okay. I'm blunt and direct to the point. I tell them flat out, I'm going to tell you what to do. And most of them go, okay, that in the beginning, the men have a macho attitude. They I don't know if that like that. Now, the wife usually is not on the same page. Most women are going to the man, you've tried this 5 times and it doesn't work, honey. Is this one going to work this time? That's what tends to happen with husbands and wives, okay? You guys work together. You're watching what's going on. So again, the mistake is they try to jack up the wrong card or they apply and they don't listen good enough, okay? But I reel them back in and put them on track. This is a program for 50 years. You can't really screw it up as long as you don't screw it up, which means you go apply for credit. One client, she lied to me. She says she doesn't have a tax problem. She's supposed to get up to $6,700 a month. Escrow closes, the IRS attached it, she got $1,200. Okay? She lied. She didn't tell the truth. She had a tax problem. They had to go back and solve the problem. I get people scores to 800, and I get them 100,000 of credit, personal and business for safety, and all of a sudden they go shopping. Okay, that's called dumb. Okay, all right, because why? We know that 29% is the rule. I set up in 77. It has not changed. So as long as we don't go past that and we keep at about a 10%, and we know that Amex cards don't fluctuate, we're okay. So probably about 22% of the clients in the beginning, they get going too fast, too quick, and I have to slow them down. In other words, I got someone a line of credit for $75,000. He wants to put it all in escrow. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. See, I'm in the every escrow, and I have to sign off what I let the client do. And then I can tell him flat out, what I let you do, you're not going to get into an escrow. What I'm in, you're going to jack up a credit card and back yourself in a corner. My reputation's on this, and the reality is I'm going to let you back yourself in a corner. If I got you 50, your escrow is going to be 25,000, period. I had to find you one for 25. 75, 50, 100,000, 75, 150, 100. You cannot overspend in an escrow because then what's the goal? Your goal is long-term and steady to do it right, okay? We're not going to be quick and crazy. Unfortunately, on social media, you got quick and crazy everywhere, and I don't find a real coach anywhere. Okay, to be honest with you, I have not found one real coach, period, besides coaches that buy my books and say they're coaches with their hats and their baseball caps and T-shirts. Okay, they're coaches now. I guess they got a magic wand. I don't know. I don't understand that, but it doesn't work. So the mistake is getting somebody who jacks up credit. One of my clients, it took me 14 months to finish him and he finally learned to listen. Every time I got 100,000 of credit, he put in an existing business and didn't use it for escrow. It's like I lined it up 4 times for the guy, and he used it for his. Oh, I have a problem here. I got a problem. Well, then I said, well, you're out of the program because I can't help you. Every time I line you up, you use it for the wrong purpose, and you failed every time. Now I got to come back and repackage you again. So those are the kind of things we see in the beginning. That's why I tell people, I'm blunt, is that you're going to do what I tell you to do. We're going to get you through this process. You're going to get an escrow. You get 9 of these. At the end of that, you can say, can do it, keep doing more, or don't do anything at all. You know, you watch somebody, it's like one of my clients online all the time. His name is Black Kinfold, if you see him. He's been a client for he's a client from 35 years ago. His family, you ever heard of Reynolds and Brothers and all that stuff, the circus?
Oh, yeah.
That's his family. I incorporated them 50 years ago. Because his whole family's in the circus business, believe it or not. So again, as you watch these people, I mean, 50 years of doing this and we do it right, so.
Wow. Mine is Phoenix. So, are there any downsides to controlling, as far as family goes, to controlling the millions?
your biggest thing for you is based on your family. Having one is a blessing in the first place. Next thing is
Sure.
don't tell people you have a lot. A lot of clients learn to be
Yep. quiet
because unfortunately, the better you do, the more hands are out. Okay? And handing somebody money, because I've done it before, it does no good. They don't respect money. They piss it away. They bring the pain home again and again because they didn't have to earn it. Okay? So, I mean, my son who comes here all the time, he's 12 and a half. He's the vice president of one of the companies. My youngest daughters, too. They work the process. My current wife for 21 years. I made a mistake in my first marriage, my first kids. They're great kids and they're daddy's girls, but I bought them brand new cars when they were 16. Okay? All right, my daughter's Amy, 16 years old, and she bought an F-51 truck 4x4 that cost $50,000 because she's a 4.5 student. Okay? So I bribed my kids and said, if your grades are A's plus, I'm going to buy you a brand new car. You pick your car. Now, that's good for my first kids, and they had Christian base, PhDs, masters, all of that. It's great. They turned out fantastic.
Wow.
Okay. My current wife for 21 years, she's Colombian. She won't spend money. Okay. No matter what I do, I gave her a black card. I gave her a brand new car, got married, come out of that. She's at the 99-cent store. What the hell? I'm driving my $1 million car, Lamborghini Ferrari, and I find her at 99-cent store. It's like nuts. All right. My wife will go to the Mexican market, the 99-cent store, the Dollar Tree before she just goes spend money. It makes no sense. But it's a good thing. All right.
That's wonderful.
Well, she's a tightwad. She won't spend money. Plus, she does outreach. She wants to save every baby in the world, every dog, and everything else. Our front yard's an acre and a half, and she has a friggin' zoo following her around all day. This woman's on cloud nine. It's just nuts. I go home and I watch all these animals following her. It's like a fantasy land. She's as happy as can be. Okay, that's what she does. So
that is fantastic.
Well, I just call them her things that fall around her ding dongs because they are ding dongs. It's silly, but again, that's what it is. I mean, it's anything else. The biggest thing for you guys making money, make sure you're. How do I say this in the nicest way? You got to have the best bond in your marriage because you're going to get to be millionaires and billionaires if you want to. And money sometimes screws up everything. Okay?
Yes, it does.
All right? Don't let it screw up anything. That's the goal.
Now, would you prefer we want to go ahead and pay for it the next 6 months, and we're not stopping at a year. So would it be okay if we just get recurring payments?
Well, that's going to be between you and your specialist, Christopher. Work out with him because what I like to do is I want to focus on building you, and I don't like talking about money in the first place. So Chris will put you in whatever program makes sense. When we're done with this call,
thank you, sir.
Christopher and I and Valerie's one of our point people. You got a legal team, you got paralegals, you got Christopher, you got Valerie, you got Burnett. You have a whole team of people working on your case for you and with you. We're on top of it 100% because, well, the main thing is my reputation's here for one reason because I want to make sure we do a great job. I got 39 millionaire people before I died in that coma, all doing what's called the Reynolds movement at the time. I got them all to millionaires. It's simple. I got billionaires out of that group. But they learned to listen, and that's the goal. They learned to listen a lot. Because the main thing is to follow through. Is you stay on point 6 months or less, you're going to be in escrow. You're going to feel, hey, that first one is okay. I understand it better. When we do something again and again, we understand it again and again better and better. All of a sudden, a year from now, you got 10 locations of something. You have a management company report showing you there's income coming into the bank account. You now control, you control life versus life controlling you. Then you have to decide what you do. One of the mistakes men make all the time when they get an auto income, they want to quit their jobs. And I tell them, no, I said, no, you're not quitting your job. You got to get 3 of these going. You need to enhance income. Then you can think about replacing income if you choose to. Until then, no. The answer is no, because guess what? We're buying something steady and boring, and it makes money. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely, sir.
All right. What question?
Mr. Reynolds?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, thank you guys.
It's been an honor.
Well, it's an honor talking to you guys. I mean, you got to realize one thing. I've dedicated myself to God, and that's what it is because He saved my life so many times. I'm just doing what I believe He wants me to do. And that's the goal. And basically, so I got to give him the glory. People say thank you. I appreciate the thank yous, but hey, he gave me the brain to do this. Okay?
Absolutely.
And that's the name of the game. So again, from there, we'll sit down with Chris, we'll sit down with Valerie, and they'll reach out to you right away. Is that okay? Is that okay?
That is fantastic, Mr. Reynolds.
All right. You two have a great and a blessed day. It's been a pleasure talking to you both.
Thank
You
you.
do as well, sir. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Okay. What do we hear? Good people. Okay. They haven't used credit a lot. What have they done? They use Home Depot, this and that. They have a number, but I have to build some substance to it. That's the ultimate goal. Positioning. What do they want to do? How do they want to do it? They don't even have a corporation. They're a partner, not even a DBA, which means they're actually doing what they're doing together and they're making money. The difference is they have a tax thing to get caught up for 2 years as well. So the main thing we have to do is positioning. Okay, good people. Now the difference is, what do we do next? We have to get them in an auto income business. The goal would be basically setting up a business, getting it structured the right way. And what happens next is very simple. We get to play the game. You know, I don't understand why people do the things they do in the first place, to be honest with you. No one helped me besides God. I mean, it's simple. I bought my first Jack in the Box for a corporation. Hell, I was 19. Hell, I didn't know what I was doing. Kind of like you today. You know what you're doing. Guess what? I believe what you're doing today is you're bringing the pain home. I watch a lot of good people. I got an LLC. I have 5 of these. Why? Why? I don't understand silly. I actually call it kind of dumb, to be honest with you. I don't get it. I do not understand why someone doesn't own the storage unit, the laundromat, the car wash down the street. That's what I've done my whole life. I like these things. I don't want to, you know, yes, I did business and other things. I mean, the king of satellite television, that was fun. I started the biggest cleaning company in the world, if you don't know that. The donut store I started, one of the largest ones in the world. Okay, these are things I started, but I didn't want to run it. I didn't want to type my time. I wanted to get it set up, finance, and hire management. I don't want to run it. I don't want to run a business. I love what I do. It's fun helping people. Plus, they don't believe it in the beginning. So that's not going to work. That's not. They all have their great opinions. I love opinions. All right, the reality is their opinions really suck. Sorry. All I know is if we cut an auto income, you get a paycheck. Your paycheck's very simple. So there's some questions or so? Boss man, become an 89 fan. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Many corp analyzations or something is what they're saying. Rules and tools. Game to win. See, all the structure is very simple today. Let's take what you have today. Most of you probably have an LLC or something set up. This couple here didn't have anything. What does that mean? Structure, finance, and dream. I have to have an LLC, a C Corp, an S Corp, a nonprofit. I don't have to have it. Why? If I don't have that under the Chapter 18 of the law, public record, not here be sapient attorney, I can't create a division. A division is a legal person under the corporation structure. How do you find these investments on companies that need escrows? You do your homework. We have basically a broker's list. We do all kinds of stuff. Santo's my vice president's been doing this for almost 40 years. He's got a real estate background of 40 years and does this. Again, I used to do it myself as well. What requirements on to call and get started cost-wise? Well, I'd tell you flat, just call the office. Talk to a specialist. Phone number's right here. It's very simple. It's 800-254-9506. Talk to a specialist. That gives you the ability to understand. Now, the specialists have been trained, okay, to do one thing. Ask you questions. In the back of our call center on the wall, it says, make a friend, make a buck. See, that means very simple. They got to get to know you first so they can charge you anything if they're going to try or sell you something. But my specialty is very simple. If I give you something, or I'm going to, let's say you invest in something, $1,000 or whatever it might be, understand something. I'm going to give you up to 10 times your money back. I always have. I give money back to everybody all the time. So in other words, you spend $1,000 and I give you 10,000 in credit back. As I tell them, it's like better than being in Vegas. You get 10 times your money back. That's personal business credit. See, I never wanted to charge you a fee, but I had to because basically people had to pay the bills here as well. And what happened? No one wanted to play with me when I was 26. Isn't that terrible? No one wanted to play. I'm controlling $2.2 billion in real estate, but no one wanted to play with me for free. Are age corporations okay? Yes, they are. if they're positioned right. Again, what do we structure as we do this as well? Let's understand. See, your whole goal today is make a commitment to yourself as like you put puppet master in training. Okay? Honor God and honor your wife and family. That's the goal. We have to realize what it does. Okay? Let's understand. We all got to fight through the pain. We have no choice. Fighting through the pain, hey, I've been in 2 comas. Okay? The last one cost me $3.7 billion of structure. See, I like my goodies. Don't you like goodies? I broke world records for the highest kick on the planet in 81. But to me, Jesus is not a drive-through. People think he is. Being a Christian is a way of life, no moment at a time. I wrote that years ago too. So understand, we all go through good and bad. It's like this world today is like living hell sometimes. Can I get a Navy account if my son is, hell yes, yeah, now. You don't even have to ask your son permission. You call Navy and said, my son's military, whatever, here's his name. They'll find him, and there you go. I only got Navy for one reason. I got sucked into a government program when I was 14 years old when they tested me at T-Weaver Junior High. And that was at Owens Coast College in a government program at 14 and a half. It's the only reason I got my Navy. But I love Navy. Navy's great for cards and positioning, lines of credit. We got to get some money to put into an escrow. If we did this correctly today, it's like anything else. You have to have your center. Your center is how you believe in who you are. If you're a lousy person with money, you're a bigger lousy person. Good person with good heart, you're going to be a good person with money, helping more people. That's the goal. It's like God found me money. My crazy wife her and I got married 21 years ago. She's nuts. I'm boring. She's crazy. This is fun for us. That's how it works. So that's what we've always done my whole life. It's always God, money, and God found me money. Unfortunately, I stutter once in a while. My brain goes both sides, kind of gets stuck, and and then I rhyme all the time too. So if you can deal with that, you're okay. What are we going to do? We're going to focus on your future. There's your future. Today, you take your LLC, you have 18 divisions, okay? C Corp, 18 divisions. S Corp, all right, nonprofit PC. Division gives you the line of defense. The line of what? Defense. See, today you keep doing what you do is wrong. I'm sorry, I don't like what you do. I think what you do is make mistakes all the time and bring the damn pain home. Why would you do that? What do you have? How do you get started? You call the number. It's very simple. It's in the link at DM and from there as well. I have 1,500 Navy account. Do we for the pre-approval flagship personal loan or understand? What I want you to do is, Chris, you realize something. 1,500 in the account. Has it been 2 or 3 weeks? Now we go to pre-qualifier first. Pre-qualifier, okay? All right, because you haven't had a long term. I don't want the loan yet. All right, if I have the money for 1,500 in the account and I have my 6 green lights, Christy, I'm going to go for flagship. Okay. Now, someone at 550 score and above, all right, is going to get that card, usually 99%. That's what I would do, and then you position backwards. So make sure I've lined it up. Make sure you talk to your specialist first. Let me check the dashboard. When it comes to Navy, I don't like doing the Navy card. I'll line you up to do it to the dashboard because it allows me to log in your bank account, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. I want you to do this yourself. Does each division have a separate tax rate? No, not in the beginning, not at all. Does anybody have tablet and pen? Let's do a blueprint just for the fun of it on the board. You got a tablet and pen? So understand what we're going to do, okay? We're going to go to the board and give you an example what I think you should do in the first place. See, I'm sorry, but I think what you do is wrong, and I don't like wrong. I like to do it right. Well, my way works, your way sucks. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Probably, didn't I? Did I say that out loud, Nick? Amazing, okay? Because it's true. Come on, let's understand. You're a grown-up. You're a man, you're a woman, that's all great stuff. You get a paycheck. Your paycheck, because you have an SS5 form, is taxed. You get the leftover. Because you don't know what an SS5 is, you're screwing this up every day anyway. It sucks. Someone should explain to you since day one, but no one did. The IRS is going to tax your paycheck, you get the leftover, and that's just the way it works. It sucks. Now, the SS5 form is in the link tree as well. You can get a copy. It's SSN. Okay, this is the 1040 tax return. So you got to realize something. Here, you're trying to do tax balance for the IRS. First of all, we have to have our structure right. Structure builds finance and dream. This is this tax balancing. One of the specialty classes I have on Saturday, for instance. You're trying to do tax balance with the IRS. Here's you and the IRS. The IRS are the bullies and the liars, as far as I'm concerned. They owe me $400,000 instead they give me a bill to do audits, okay? but you're hooey, and that's just how it works. So here's you. You're trying to do tax balancing, you don't know what you're doing anyway, and they tax your paycheck. That paycheck you got, does it need to be $64.20 or does it need to be $10,000? I don't care what you want. I care what you need to balance your debt. This is taxable income, whatever paycheck is. You got the leftover, and this is what happens. Then all of a sudden you got married, you got this beautiful wife, gentlemen. Fantastic. So here's the wife. Fantastic. And you keep bringing the pain home. I don't get it. If we go over here and draw a line, what do we do? Well, first of all, we look at, do you have an LLC? There are 9 kinds of LLCs, okay? Do you have an LLP? Do I have a C Corp? Do I have an S Corp? Do I have a nonprofit? Do I have a PC? These are the categories we can choose by, okay? What does that mean? If we do this correctly, we have a tax ID, okay, tax ID, okay, we have an EIN, we have an SS4, okay? It's all one and the same anyway, just like they screw this up and make this all what? You have a what? You have a choice. They're going to tax you because you have an SS5 on the IRS file. You got one of these to file one of these. See, your paycheck is tracked. You rounded up to 35 million apiece. So if we don't do this correctly, we're going to screw it all up. What if you have the LLC? Well, first of all, we have 18 divisions. Write down 18. That's the number, and I'll show you why 18 makes sense as you want to create that first $100,000 a month income to the organization you have today, if you did it the right way. So this is, we're going to separate pieces by lines. And understand, the LLC and LLP are not even corporations. They're limited liability companies start off as sole proprietor. That's why they have that problem of 15.3% tax, unemployment tax. But what happens is, you get all these silly clowns going, you need to have your employees be your kids. It's like, no. It makes no sense to me. If we did it correctly, it's very simple. Here's a corporation or an LLC. These are here from here, 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 here. I don't care what you have at the top, to be honest with you, because this should be a management company. What you're trying to create is basically, let's say it's an empire. It's a division. A division has its own tax ID if you want. Not in the beginning. You don't need it. We need to daisy chain credit first. Daisy chain. So let's write down one card can get 99 more cards. That's how it works. So if we did this correctly, my way, not your way, we're going to have 3 divisions here and 3 divisions here. What do we have? If we take each entity my way, what do we have from there? We're going to take a credit card from one card to the next card. That means an Amex card. If I have 100,000 on an Amex card here, times 9 more, I now have $1 million of credit off a gold or platinum card. Simple. Every one of these here have an opportunity. For instance, I had my Jack in the Box at 19, my Shakey's Pizza, my 31 flavor ice cream, okay, my Subway, no problem, my shopping center, okay, my apartment complex, okay, a piece of property. What am I creating? I'm creating a line of defense. Banks and grocery stores do this in your face, so do cities. So what happens? If I have 9 divisions here and 9 lines of credit, and I now have the number 18 over here. 18. 9 lines of credit, 9 locations of something, creates $100,000 a month income, minimum. It can actually create $1 million of income if you did it right. But let's understand something. If one of these go wrong, we have to plan the problem. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not the corp in my family. That means if I have a problem here, I'm going to get rid of this piece. I keep the other pieces like your banks and grocery stores do. I might file a bankruptcy over here, BK. Okay? That's a bankruptcy for this piece here, but you file bankruptcy, you and your spouse, which makes no sense. You bring the pain home every day because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Sorry. I'm just going to call you out. You don't know what you're doing. I want to do multi-level marketing. I want to do real estate. I want to do this. I want to do insurance. Stop it. Someday you'll quit trying to do it wrong and just do it boring and steady. It makes sense. But again, it's a choice. The choice is simple. We can learn to play the game of business, and that's what I wrote when I was 14 and a half years old. I wrote it at 14 and a half. I put it out there by the time I was 16. You might want to call the office today and learn how to play the game, because the goal of the game should be is this. There's the game. Take a picture. It's simple. If you build your foundation, LLC, C Corp, whatever you have, 9 divisions, 9 lines of credit, 9 locations. I don't care if it's gold, silver, platinum, or stock trading, or storage unit, Jack in the Box, McDonald's, Wendy's here. What do we do? Across the board. Borrow money's not taxable. Never bring the pain home. This creates $100,000 to $1 million on a monthly base. What you're trying to do makes no sense. You're trying to get your business LLC to do business, which makes no sense at all because no rich and famous person does that. Their companies own companies and companies and companies. When your parent company is the duck and sheep, when they sue that, they sue you. How does each division get $100,000 of credit using the same tax ID? You daisy chain it. Again, you go to class, you don't fall in your what? How does one division get 18 divisions on one bank account? Are using the same tax ID? It's the same process. Every card here entitles us to a blueprint loan. But again, there's structure. If you look at auto income, you see every question you have, I'll answer, but there's questions to the questions. Do I want $3 million of cards? $3 million. Yeah, okay. Well, every card you get from Amex allows you to get what? Right? Literally, a blueprint loan. Do you want a blueprint loan? It's simple. It's up to $250,000. So if we did the blueprint loan, what do we have? We write a check to an escrow. What is the escrow? Okay. What if we put $25,000 in an escrow? That means that you're going to have, after bills are paid, 4 of you, one is me out of the 4, we're going to have an average of $3,200 a month. We're not going to be rich. We have an income for life. Next one is $50,000. See, numbers have never lied to me. Only people do. Numbers never lie. They always been accurate. That's what it is. 50,000, 5,600. 75,000, 7,500. 100,000. We want to buy a Wendy's restaurant. Okay. It means 9 of you plus me do $100,000 in line of credit. If we did this off the parent company, understand, these are basically 18 divisions on one bank account. All right, what do we do? Well, let's see. B of A, Wells Fargo, all these banks will give you 150s. All right, so you have 150s per division if you want to. Eventually, after you daisy chain credit, you will ask for separate tax IDs to do separate billing. But again, it's the position of that. What do we do there? Well, let's see. There's your future because you have that SS5 connecting your dots. If your credit sucks, what do? You hire a credit repair flake and they rip you off. Then you go boo-hoo-hoo, and what do you do next? You cry and complain because you try to rip off your creditor. Sorry, I don't do credit repair. I do credit rebuilding. You shouldn't be ripping off your credit in the first place. You might want to get a copy of the HR 9991. You might want to find out credit repair. All right, they get indicted all the time, like Daniel for the credit repair cloud. His indictment was $3 million when they arrested his butt. I'm going to repair your credit. Well, let's see. Let's get an ugly T-shirt, a cap backwards, bunch of makeup on, and go, I'm going to repair your credit. Good luck with that. All right. See, if you're trying to remove negative item off your credit file, that means you're ripping off your creditor. That means you're a damn crook. Okay? So what's the ROI? Well, let's see on this one here. Let's use that, all right, because you want to do that. Okay, this is $1,090,000 right here. If we look at this, very simple. 3 people, it's $5,500 a month. That's what your income is per division, per corporation, per what? Per month, forever, till you sell it. 4 people, $4,100. 5 people, $3,300. 6 people, $2,700. You see, you're asking the question because you want to do it on your own. Good luck with that. When you fall down, let me know. I'll pick you back up. That's what most people do because they don't know what they're doing. See, here's the problem when you want to go through escrow. What's your problem? Very simple. You don't have one of these. All right? What is it? Very simple. Let me show you this. Kind of fun stuff. You don't have one of these. Certifying you have $10 million allocated for escrows, do you? You have to submit that because you have proof of funds to the escrow company so they make sure you're not full of hooey. That's how it works. So that's why 99% of my clients want to play with me because I have $10 million set aside for them so we can play the game. You see, it's called you do, we do, I do. That's how it worked for 50 years. You can do it all. Good luck with that. We do it together. We're going to make it work. I'll do all the work for you too. See, the main thing is how you position yourself to win. All I know is today, you should be focusing on this. Your goal should be this. This helps you literally understand something. All right? This is a full blueprint that designs you as a puppet master. 3 divisions, 300,000 of credits, 30,000 a month, up to 30,000 a month. 6, 60,000, 100,000. Everything you do from a gas station to a storage unit to a Wendy's to a Jack in the Box apartment complex, stock trading, gold, silver, what do? Borrow money is not taxable. The car you drive today is registered to you. That's the dumbest thing you ever did in your life. You bump in a car, they sue you and your spouse. Now you brought the pain home. You're probably going to get a what? Live on the couch? Kind of sucks. Understand your SS5, SSN 1040. Your problem is you're trying to find some rich and famous quick thing that doesn't work. Boring and steady works. It gets you up to 100,000 a month in about 6 months or less. Again, if you play the game to win. But it's up to you again. It's like the American Express cards. Every gold and platinum card invites you into a blueprint loan for $250,000. But they want to see 30 transactions. 30 transactions is what they want to see for you. You don't have them, what are you going to do next? Well, it's pretty simple for me. All right, when my clients are in coaching, I let them use my petty cash accounts as verification. They vote me in as a CFO for banking credit purposes. Petty cash account for last month in April was 261. All right, 62, 43, 44, 37. So if they need help verification process, I have all the ducks in a row. That's $402,000 of credit last month just to be able to get a blueprint loan. See, you have no problems because why? I've already solved all your problems. I've been doing this for 50 years. I got no hesitation. But again, it's like what you want to do for you. If you have bad credit, what do? Simple. You find out about rebuilding your credit yourself. Okay? What do you do then? Get the books that I wrote years ago and get the ones I wrote last year, and you play the game to win. These are free downloads. I've written 67 books so far. Maybe you'll pay attention. Maybe you realize that I'm Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit, got the name from KNX. Built 60 billion of clients, credit myself for 50 years. I'm online 6 days a week, multiple times. Saturday, they're classes, real classes. I went to real school. And all these people that buy my books and act like they're coaches. Bunch of hooey out there today. It's amazing. I'm a coach because I bought Ray Reynolds' book. You're going to pay it down every day and pay it to zero, and we're going to try to get our points. Talk about dumb. I don't get it. I don't like dumb, to be honest with you. I like facts, rules, and tools. Facts are simple. I can show everybody how I got to $1 million status. Get monthly check from escrow. Does that amount of the loan need to be out of that? No. Management company, all right, escrow closes. They look how you paid. If that was a line of credit, management company pays the bill before you get the leftover. They don't know how you get the money till that down payment's paid. You get the leftover. That's the goal. I mean, this one here would get you up to $5,500 a month forever. This one gets you $7,000. This one gets you $9,000. Which one want to play with? It's up to you. See, everything you do today needs to be structured, finance, and dream. Unfortunately, you have 5 LLCs, 3 of this, 3 of that, blah, blah, blah. You did multi-level marketing. That didn't work. You tried this. That didn't work. You tried that. Didn't work. Why don't we just do basic what happens when you have an auto income? You actually repair yourself or understand how to do this structure and you get to win. I'm opening my corporation. Should I do Delaware? Hell no. No. See, this is the stupid things that are out there today. I'm sorry, you're not stupid. The difference is you're probably following some blah, blah, blah crap. I'm the largest registered agent in the world. Do you understand that? Delaware, 1995, disclosed information. Every card and bank came from Delaware in the first place. They disclosed and everybody ran to Wyoming, Nevada. If you have a real business, until then, no. You have to incorporate your own state because your state's not going to let you circumvent them. You receive money in your state, you pay tax in your state. You don't need Delaware at all. And then when you get to profit zone, it's sure in hell not going to be Delaware. And it's not going to be Wyoming. I've sold more corporations or gave them away in this planet than anybody times 10. All right, or Texas. Well, where do you live? You live in Texas probably, right? Read the bumper sticker. Don't mess with Texas. That's what it says. Do a Texas corporation. Is that okay? All right. As a Canadian with an AEI tax, EIN, okay. Well, the reality is, as Canadian, you did a W-7. That W-7 gets you an ITIN. Then you build credit to that as well. So you have an address maybe in Texas or something. Okay, no problem. Maybe it's a friend or a brother. Who knows? Again, as you position, that there's a way to do this. But again, why don't you get a blueprint call with me and understand how to do it right? Let's just ask simple questions and answer questions step by step. Realize there's a lot more than one question and one answer. but it's up to you as well as we play this game to win. All right, I got to go talk to Chris about this client I did a blueprint call on. Husband and wife, they want to get into some coaching program. And I only have 2 positions open anyway. I'm pretty well sold out anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor. Write down the phone number. Call the office right now. Talk to a specialist. It's 800-254-9506. You see, what do? 800-254-9506. We do our best. God does the rest. I mentioned that too. And never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Reynolds here. Guess what? This is a Blueprint Live. No, they're going to help it up and away more. Fantastic. They get me near the mic. Well, if they sue the LLC that owns a $15 million building, then they take the LLC in the building. Who wants to make money? Come on, come on. Who wants to make money? Come on. 97% of business fail. That kind of sucks. They don't pay. Guess what? They get to sue you. You get to sue them too. Let's go to the store to get the points so it's groceries. We get the points in the card. Then we turn in cash.
Now you made me forget.
This has ruined my day, and I just want to cry. Every apartment complex we buy, we want to put $1 million on it, because I want to leverage it to more money. Let's have some fun. Wow. No one teaches you rules. What do you have equity? You're not protecting anything. Oh, you don't know? I don't get that. I don't get that. I've been teaching or preaching, 6 days a week, 50 years? It's simple. Cards fluctuate. I created that. I came up with utilization, 29% rule. So they sue you, they sue your spouse. If you have a nonprofit, you better have a 501c3 exemption. Wow, wow, wow. I'm willing to sacrifice a division. A blueprint call with me is very simple. We had several today. We dissect the pieces. Every Saturday, you can stuck with me. We have a goal setting class at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Reynolds here. Guess what? This is a Blueprint Live. No, they're going to help it up and away more. Fantastic. They get me near the mic. Well, if they sue the LLC that owns a $15 million building, then they take the LLC in the building. Who wants to make money? Come on, come on. Who wants to make money? Come on. 97% of business fail. That kind of sucks. They don't pay. Guess what? They get to sue you. You get to sue them too. Let's go to the store to get the points so it's groceries. We get the points in the card. Then we turn in cash.
Now you made me forget.
This has ruined my day, and I just want to cry. Every apartment complex we buy, we want to put $1 million on it, because I want to leverage it to more money. Let's have some fun.